Welcome to Mobile Home Friend YouTube channel, your go-to resource for everything manufactured housing.
Welcome to another deep dive from Mobile Home Friend. Today we are looking at the definitive guide to window replacement for Phoenix homeowners, based on our latest research at mobilehomefriend.com.
You know that quote? It probably hits a little too close to home, doesn't it? If you're in a Phoenix area house that went up during that big mid-90s boom, you are staring down the barrel of a huge, really confusing, and let's be honest, expensive decision about your failing windows.
Look, we know this is a massive financial commitment, so we're not just going to scratch at the surface. In this explainer, we're going to walk through the crisis itself, get into the hard science of why windows fail here, and talk about why the most common solution is actually a big mistake in Arizona. Then we'll cover the engineered alternative, what a proper installation really looks like, and finally, give you a powerful checklist to protect your investment.
So you might be looking around your neighborhood and wondering, why is this happening to everyone, all at the same time? Well, it's not a coincidence. The windows that were slapped into these homes during that massive building boom were cheap, builder-grade units. They were designed for one thing, a short lifespan. They were built for speed and low cost, not for the brutal Sonoran Desert. And here's the thing, you can see how predictable this all was. These windows had a 15-year life expectancy, which means the clock started ticking right around 2011. That was the critical point, and now we've hit a full-blown crisis level. The seals are shot, the heat pouring through is unbearable, and good luck even getting some of them open. You are definitely not alone. This is a systemic problem all across the valley. You know, to really solve this problem for good, we have to understand the core physics. The biggest enemy your windows have isn't just the intense heat, it's the constant expansion and contraction, day in and day out. There's a battle of materials happening inside your walls every single day. And here's the heart of that battle. Everything expands when it gets hot. But, and this is the key, different materials expand at wildly different rates. So you have your window frame and your glass pane. If that frame material grows way more than the glass does, you get this invisible tug-of-war that just relentlessly shreds your window's seal over time. And this number? This is the knockout punch for the most common replacement window material out there, vinyl. Vinyl expands at a rate 7 times greater than glass. Let that sink in. Every single day that Phoenix sun beats down, your vinyl frames are literally trying to rip themselves apart from the glass they're supposed to be holding. This is the root cause of seal failure right here.
So the real solution isn't about marketing fluff. It's dictated by simple physics. You just need a frame material that moves in harmony with the glass. Ultrex Fiberglass, which is what Marvin Infinity windows are made of, expands at almost the exact same rate as glass. So they move together as one solid unit. The seals stay intact, the frame stays perfectly square, and the war is finally over.
All right, let's really dig into vinyl for a minute. You've heard the sales pitch for premium vinyl or desert formula vinyl. And honestly, in a lot of climates, it's a decent choice. But here in Phoenix, as we noted on the Mobile Home Friend website, it's just a liability waiting to happen. To really understand why, we have to look at what it is on a molecular level.
Okay, so vinyl is what's called a thermoplastic. The easiest way to think about it is like a chocolate bar. You can melt it down and reshape it over and over. Now picture that on a 115-degree August afternoon. The surface of your window frame can easily hit 165 degrees, and at that temperature, the vinyl literally starts to soften and forget its shape. It loses its strength right when you need it the most.
Now, let's contrast that with Ultrex, which is a thermoset. Instead of a chocolate bar, think of this like a cake. Once you bake it, that chemical reaction is irreversible. You can't turn it back into batter. Ultrex is set forever. It stays completely rigid and stable up to 285 degrees, a temperature it will never ever see in Arizona. It simply will not soften and it will not warp. And the difference in raw strength is just, well, it's staggering. Ultrex is 8 times stronger than vinyl. Now, why does that matter? Because modern energy-efficient glass is heavy. So you take that heavy glass, put it in a vinyl frame that's been softened by the afternoon sun, and the frame starts to sag in the middle. We call it the vinyl smile. And that little smile creates gaps that let in all that fine desert dust and noise.
Okay, so we've established the problem with vinyl. Now let's get into the really cool stuff, the specific engineering that makes Ultrex Fiberglass the answer, starting with how it's actually made. Because this is not your standard manufacturing process.
See, most window frames are extruded. They're basically pushed through a die like toothpaste. Marvin Infinity uses pultrusion, a pull technology. They take bundles of high-density glass fibers, pull them under extreme tension through a resin bath, and then pull them through a heated die. This perfectly aligns all the fibers, creating a material that's as strong as steel. If you want the full technical breakdown, we've got it all laid out for you on the post on mobilehomefriend.com.
And the engineering doesn't just stop at the frame. The entire system is built for the desert. You've got low-E 366 glass, which is like a microscopic sun shield that bounces infrared heat away but lets the light in. You've got argon gas for insulation, mechanical corners reinforced with steel that won't crack like brittle vinyl welds, and just superior hardware. We're talking nickel-bearing rollers and weight and pulley balances that just don't fail over time. Now, this next part might be the most critical piece of this entire explainer. You can buy the best engineered window in the world, but if it is installed the wrong way, it will fail. And for Phoenix Stucco Homes, there is only one correct way to do this. A lot of contractors will try to sell you on a jump frame or insert install because it's faster for them and cheaper for you up front. But what they're doing is leaving your old, failing aluminum frame in the wall and just sticking the new window inside it. This is a huge mistake. It covers up the old, rotten water barrier from 1996, and you actually lose some of your glass area. A full frame removal, on the other hand, takes the opening all the way down to the studs, lets you fix any underlying rot, and then you install a new, modern water management system before the new window goes in. It is the only real long-term solution.
So, of course, that leads to the big question on everyone's mind. Since it's a much more involved process, what does doing it the right way, a professional, full-frame installation, actually cost?
Well, based on the research from the Mobile Home Friend website, these are some realistic 2026 estimates for the Phoenix metro area. And let's be really clear, this isn't just the price for the window itself. This is the whole job. The specialized labor, the full frame removal, professional stucco repair and matching, and hauling everything away. Yes, it's a significant investment, but it's a permanent one.
So, to bring this all together and make it really easy for you, we've created an actionable checklist. These are the make-or-break questions you absolutely have to ask any contractor before you even think about signing a contract. This is how you protect yourself and make sure you're getting exactly what you're paying for.
Okay, let's run through them. First, material. Is it 100% Ultrex pultruded fiberglass? No composites, no funny business. Second, solar performance. What is the SHGC? That number needs to be 0.20 or lower. Think of it like sunscreen for your window, and that's non-negotiable in Phoenix. Third, installation. Get it in writing that it is a full frame removal with professional stucco repair. Fourth, operation. Ask about the hardware. You want to hear nickel-bearing rollers or pulley system. And finally, warranty. Does it cover seal failure for at least 2 decades?
Ultimately, everything we've talked about comes down to this one simple question. Are you investing in a cheap 5-year patch that you know you're just going to have to deal with again down the road? Or are you investing in a permanent, engineered 30-year solution that adds real value and comfort to your home? Thanks for watching. For more guides and the full article on this topic, head over to mobilehomefriend.com. Don't forget to check the links in the description below.
Thanks for watching. For more technical guides on this topic, click the link to see the in-depth article over at mobilehomefriend.com. There are many more informational dives into manufactured home topics to investigate and keep your project moving forward.